Drifting cost me my choice because I had no destination, because I wasn't going anywhere, I wasn't trying to get somewhere. I didn't know. And so it cost me the choice, my choice. And that is the biggest cost. Above all, not everybody is trying to get rich. Not everybody is trying to, live a lavish lifestyle. But imagine if you could choose. The way that my life worked out is I was constantly drifting like I was in a river of rapids, like a river, like a real just normal river where rivers have parts that are peaceful and parts that are rapids, rough, rushing water. And because I had no idea that I could steer or how to steer, I would just be bouncing and bumping and landing here and landing there. And sometimes I would be able to get onto a beach right over here. There it is. I'm on the beach and the water's leaving me alone, but only for a little while until the rains come and the river rises and it washes me away, throwing me down the river some more or pushing me. That's actually a better way of saying it, is pushing me down the river some more. My life was adrift in a river. I didn't know I could choose. I think that if people could have the choice, would they choose to grow up, grow and become old and live their life, or end their life in an old folks' home? Would they choose that? Most of the time, when our lives are adrift, when our lives don't have us steering to our destination, to the life that we want, we end up in random places, landing here, bumping into this, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes, very rarely, you can bump into something glorious and wonderful. I think people tend to spiritualize this, like, that's where God really wanted you to be. It's like, and all that other bumping and pain, well, God has a plan. I believe God does have a plan, but I don't think it's the mess that we have been handed in our lives. Once in a rare blue moon, you'll see people that have won the lottery. People do it every year. They actually win the lottery. The vast majority of us, though, do not win the lottery. And we don't get to be where we are glad or grateful or fulfilled or happy about where we have ended up. We've just survived. When we are drifting in life, the biggest thing it takes from us is choice. And maybe you would choose to be able to retire in a retirement village. Maybe that is really where you want to be and all you want your life to be. And this is okay. Come on, it's your choice. It's just to be an employee, never bother about anybody, and never bother about anything, and just have a simple life. And there is nothing wrong with that. But what if you were forced into it and you're not allowed to have any other life? This is it. You are an employee. You get a couple of weeks a year vacation, and you will end your life in a retirement village. And there's your life. That's it. Nothing else. And this is the assignment for almost everybody. It's one thing to be able to choose our life. There are some people who actually choose to live basically homeless. That's the choice that they made. That's the life they want. And they somehow have managed to orchestrate their lives in such a way that they're not necessarily like, they're not a burden on society. They just not interested in having a house or having a car or any number of things like that. But they got to choose it. How many people are homeless and they didn't choose that in their life. That's not something they were aiming for. It's that they got stuck with this. And the street sucks the life out of them, and eventually it takes it away from them. I have become convinced this year, this is what I'm talking about right now is new to me, brand new. If we have the right information, we could orchestrate our lives to what we want it to be. We could have a life that is ours. Maybe I would like to be wealthy. Maybe that's what I want in my life. Maybe I want to have a large impact on people around me. Maybe I want a simple life. Like one of the things that I must have in my life is peace. It's not the point of my life, that not for me, but I need it. I need to be at peace with my life. And that's really what it is that I have. I am at peace with my life, and I can access peace, times of quiet, times of solitude, times of just peace. I need that. That has to be a part of my life. I need my life to be I'm stumbling in my words. I want peace. I want provision. I want to have food. I want to have a home. And I do want that home to be mine. I do. I want it to be mine. Now, this might be a bit late to be thinking about these things, but I'm 50 now. And most would have thought of these things. I've noticed a lot of successful people have thought of these things earlier. Whatever. Here's where I am. Here's where we are. But I do desire to have more than just peace. In a lot of ways, I want my life to be a benefit to the world around me. I desire that. That's part of what I did get out of work that was actually satisfactory. Like it gave me satisfaction, is that I was a benefit to the world around me. I was helping people learn how to drive and stay safe on the road and not get into collisions. They didn't have to be a victim on the road, right? And so that was cool. Like, I like that. I'm like, yay, I benefited the world around me. But it didn't last because I fell into that position. And then because I fell into that position, I didn't have a plan or a goal, a destination that I was using that work for. And so as I was bumping around still, even as I had that job, I started trying to copy what other people had and were doing. Like, well, I'm 30 odd years old. I should, heck, I was 40, no, 35, 30, I forget how, 38, something like this. Anyways, I was in my late 30s, and I'm like, other people are married. I should get married. It's about time. I mean, how old do you have to be? And so I started to copy other people trying to get married. And I think that marriage is a very essential and good thing. But if you're only doing it because everybody else is, I think there's a mistake there. I think that we need to incorporate things into our lives because it takes us to our destination, keeps us in our destination, is a part of our destination. See, when I say destination, I'm not saying that that's the end of our lives. I'm saying that's a part. This is the meaning of our lives, the fulfillment in our lives, The purpose in our lives, the destination. This is the life I want, I desire, I like this life. And as a man in my position, I'm being forced to look at this. But wouldn't it be nice if I could choose? And I'm realizing that if I had a choice, no, hold on, wait a second. If I had a destination, a purpose, a point for my life, then I could choose where I want to be. And all of a sudden, if I'm getting married, because it would be because it's a part of what I'm creating. It's a part of what my life will be. If I have a house, if I take a given job, whatever the job may be, it'll be for serving the purpose and meaning of my life, the destination of my life, the point of my life. It serves it. Either just simply financially. Look, we don't need every one of us to have some, how do I say this, like amazing job that makes it onto the news or something. Like, there was the TV show Dirty Jobs. Well, did people get fulfillment out of like collecting dirty diapers and washing them at their plant? Like, no, it's kind of a dirty job. Or cleaning out the cylinder inside of some giant engine, or I don't know, like all those dirty jobs. Like, that's fulfilling? No, not in and of itself, so much as the fulfillment is in your life already, because your life has purpose, because your life has meaning, because your life has a destination. Then these dirty jobs, these pointless jobs, these jobs that are kind of like nothing, right? They gain fulfillment because of what they provide for your life financially, right? And gratefully, praise God, you are serving the community around you. Thank you to those people who collect the reusable diaper, whatever, the cloth diapers, the reusable diapers, and wash in them. Thank you to the people who create the disposable diapers. Thank you to the garbage people who pick up the garbage and take it to the dump, and all the jobs that are out there. Thank you to those people. Thank you to all of us. All of us. Your job is essential. My job is essential. We need us. But our lives needs a destination, a point, why we're doing it. So that when we are plumbing and we're putting in that toilet, we're not like just depressed that this is all that we do. We instead have this job and we're grateful for it because it provides for our dreams. Oh my goodness, like hear that for a second. Our dreams. One day maybe you'll retire, or you'll be able to go on those mission trips, or you really are just helping the community all around you, which is a mission in and of itself. Thank you for installing the toilet. Thank you for that. I wouldn't want a house without a good toilet. Thank you for inventing the thing. Thank you for building it. All of that. That fulfillment that comes from just connecting with the world around you. And it serves your life. So that way, when you're in the river, so life doesn't change. Life is still that river that has its rapids, has its calm places, has its beaches, has its floods. You are able to take hold of that wheel and work with life to get yourself where you want to be, to pause where you want to have the picnic where you want to pick up the things that you want that are in the river, and have the life that you want, your choice.